have plans to go drinking with my friends tonight. So can you look after Ryder for me?
What kind of mother keeps going out to drink at night without a single thought for her child? Are you not ashamed of yourself? And besides, if you're not here, there's no way the Ryder will go to sleep on time.
Oh, come on, Mom. It'll be fine. If you make sure he gets tired from playing, then he'll go to sleep just fine. It's not like it's your first time watching him for me, so I don't know why you're making a huge fuss.
Well, I raised both you and your brother. Why should I then raise your children for you as well? He's your child, so you should be the one looking after him. How much longer are you going to keep pushing childcare onto me like this? It's really important for kids of his age to establish a rapport with their parents, you know.
There you go again. Thinking you know everything because you read a couple of books about child psychology. Instead of just reading about children's behavior, why don't you just observe Ryder instead? Surely you can learn more with hands-on experience.
What on earth are you talking about? You're talking about him as if he's not your child and not your responsibility. You should be the one to raise your child.
Mom, stop yelling. Claire is looking at me funny. Anyway, I'm going out now. So you all have fun!
Hey! Where are you going? Didn't you say that you were going out in the evening?
Yeah, but I also have different plans during the day. So if you could look after Ryder for the whole afternoon, that would be great.
Ugh, I really don't know what to do with that girl. I'm sorry that you had to see that, Claire.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry.
I really don't know if she is ever actually going to grow up. Why don't you just kick her out, Mom? She's like this because you keep doing everything for her and she's gotten too comfortable with it. Because she always has you to fall back on. She's never really felt the full gravity of the responsibility of being a parent. And Jeremy is even worse. He doesn't seem to realize that he's even an adult and just gets drunk and stays out all night without a care in the world. Are you not frustrated with their behavior? Do you think I don't want to kick them out? Of course I do! All they do is spend money on useless things and they have no idea how to even start with saving, so I can't kick them out when they have no money to support themselves. I just feel so sorry for poor little Ryder. The whole situation really makes my heart ache as his grandma, you know. Exactly. That's why Courtney and Jeremy's behavior has to stop. They live so irresponsibly because they have you to rely on. When you become a parent, you just can't go out as much anymore and they have to start accepting that. Fine. I get what you're saying. I suppose it is about time that I came up with a plan to kick them out once and for all. That's great, Mom. Oh, but wait. You're not planning on helping them get a house, are you? If you have the money for that, then you should be helping us pay for the wedding, not giving freebies to those good-for-nothings. Of course I don't have the money for that. As you said, if I had that kind of money, I would be using it on you two instead. I'm sorry, Claire. Even though my son is nice and normal, I can't really say the same for my daughter and her husband.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm sure they have their reasons. I heard from Kevin that they got married quite young, so I suppose it makes sense.
Yes, it's embarrassing to even talk about it, but long story short, they weren't careful and Courtney ended up getting pregnant with Ryder when they hadn't even finished their second year of college. So they both had to drop out and have a shotgun wedding to make the whole thing look a little more respectable.
Ah, I see.
Luckily for them, my husband has a nice, stable job and makes a decent amount of money, so they haven't gone hungry and we've been able to live fairly comfortably until now. If it wasn't for that, the two of them would probably be living an even more depraved life than they are right now. I think I mentioned this to you before, Claire. Our family used to own real estate and we were doing pretty well for ourselves. But because of that sister of mine, we ended up having to get into a bunch of debt.
Ah, yes, you did tell me about that.
If it wasn't for me and my dad, our family really would be ruined. Now things are a little better, and I can afford for you and I to have a nice wedding and honeymoon. The men of our family really have been through a lot, but I'm so happy that my son has finally found happiness with someone he loves. I really do think you're a lovely girl, Claire, and I just know that you're going to make him a very happy man.
Aw, thank you for saying that, Louise.
I even bought some steak to cook for you later and kept it hidden, because I knew that daughter of mine and her useless husband would be badgering me to give it to them if they knew it was there.
Oh, really? You went to all that trouble?
Well, of course course! I just feel so bad that you had to listen to my daughter acting like that earlier. I really don't want you to have to see that. To be honest, I had also been trying my best to make sure you didn't spend any time with my sister because I was worried she might scare you off. I'm so sorry, honey.
Oh no, it's fine. I completely understand. The two of them are still very young. Most people in their mid-20s want to go out drinking and having fun, don't they? It's only natural.
Let's have lunch now, shall we? I think Ryder will probably be waking up from his nap soon, so I'll have to make sure he's fed as well. You don't mind him eating at the table with us, do you, Claire? Even though his parents have a lot to answer for, the poor kid himself hasn't done anything wrong.
Oh, of course not. I love children.
Oh, you do? That's great to hear. I'm so happy that my son brought home a woman with a maternal streak. I have a feeling you're going to live a much happier family life than my daughter does. Why would you even compare the two of them in the same breath, Mom? It's insulting to Claire.
There's no need to be like that, honey. She is still your sister, after all.
Whatever. Anyway, Mom, are you going to start cooking now? I'm starving. Yes, of course, dear.
I'll help you, Louise.
You will do nothing of the sort. You're a guest in this house for now, and I am going to treat you like one. Now, don't you worry about the dinner and just stay sitting down and make yourself comfortable. Yeah, my mom will take care of it all, so just put your feet up and watch some TV.
Okay then, if you're sure. Thank you, Louise. Until I sat down and talked with her that day, I didn't really know too much about my fiancé's sister other than the fact that she got married young and had a child. But I had no idea what her personality and lifestyle were like, and I was shocked to say the least once I found out. I also didn't know that she had been a little bit of a troublemaker during her school years. For lack of a better word, you could say that she was a total mean girl. My fiancé's family was never rich per se, but they were doing pretty well for themselves. However, after my fiancé's sister unexpectedly got pregnant, they hurriedly arranged a shotgun wedding. But since the newlyweds had no money, they had to move into his parents' house. Apparently, her husband isn't much better than her and spent most of his time outside. Because of their irresponsible parenting, his parents ended up being the ones doing most of the childcare on their behalf. Although I did think that their way of life wasn't necessarily right, but I thought that as long as my fiancé's sister and her husband didn't directly bother me, then it wasn't something worth calling off the engagement over. But one day, my fiancé's sister and her family showed up at our new house uninvited, saying that they wanted to look around. Hi, Claire! Oh, hi, Courtney.
Hi, Claire. We haven't met, but I'm Jeremy, Courtney's husband.
May I ask what you're all doing here? I wasn't expecting any visitors today. I suppose you would be surprised. My brother gave us the address, and he said that you wouldn't mind. What's he doing telling his problem sister our address like that? He should have told me if there was a possibility that they might be coming over so I wouldn't be so taken off guard like this. We brought little Ryder with us as well. We thought we would come over right after picking him up from kindergarten. Come on, Ryder. Say hello to your Aunt Claire. I want to go inside already. I'm hungry. Oops, sorry for that. He's a very outgoing kid, but he's a little lacking in the manners department. But oh well, kids can't be good at everything, can they? As long as they have one good trait, that's more than enough, right? Yes, of course. Forgive me, but I'm a little flustered at you suddenly showing up on my doorstep with no warning. I don't have anything to offer you to eat, and I haven't been to the grocery store this week, so I don't even have enough ingredients to whip you up something quick. Oh, it's fine. Anyway, these days nobody cooks food for a housewarming party. They order it in. Oh, so this is a housewarming party now, is it? You'll order some food for us, won't you, Claire? Yes, of course. If you're okay with takeout food, then I'll order some right now. Is there something in particular that you want to eat? Mom! When are we going inside? Sorry about him, Claire. Anyway, is it okay if we carry on talking inside? Ryder doesn't like standing up for long periods of time. He doesn't? I mean, look at him! He's already picked up adult habits. So when he comes home from kindergarten, he just likes to roll around on the bed doing nothing. He won't even take a shower most days.
Is that something to brag about? Oh, okay, sure. Come on in.
Thank you! Is it okay if we look around the place?
Yes, sure. Thanks, sis. What did you just call me? Oh, I just thought it would be nice to give you a little nickname, since we're all going to become one big family and all. And you're basically going to be a big sister to us, aren't you? I know that you haven't actually married Kevin yet, but it's not that long until the wedding, so I thought it would be nice to start making you feel like one of the family already. Ah, I see. Sorry if it sounded a bit awkward, but I'm sure you'll get used to it soon. After all, we're going to be seeing a lot more of each other from now on. I'll have to practice, and then after a while it will become second nature to call you sis. Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing much more of you.
Me too.
Now, please, come on in and make yourselves at home.
Hey, Claire?
Yes, Courtney?
Is it okay if we do a proper tour of the place?
Yes, sure. You can go at your own pace, and I'll order some food for us now.
Thank you!
I guess I should order something more suited to a kid's palate since we have a 5-year-old here. Wait, what was that sound?
Hey, Ryder! I told you not to touch anything, didn't I?
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry, Claire. It seems like Ryder has turned the kitchen upside down looking for snacks because he's so hungry. But I'm sure you can let it slide, can't you? He is your nephew now, after all.
Is Ryder okay? Did he hurt himself?
He's fine, don't worry. These dishes weren't too important, were they?
I bought this bowl yesterday.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Claire. But he's just a kid, and it's up to us adults to forgive them when they didn't know what they were doing. Don't you agree? And besides, now that we're family, my child is no different from your child, right? When he makes mistakes like this, you should just think of it as the cute charm of a child and let him off the hook.
Excuse me, what? Whose child is no different from whose child?
There's no need to thank us for giving you the honor of being Ryder's second mom. After all, having one more person to look after him when the occasion arises benefits us.
What exactly are you saying right now?
But you said that you liked kids, didn't you? My mom told me so. I thought you would be excited at the prospect of getting to look after him more, since you like kids so much.
Obviously, all children are lovely, and I think they're all very charming. However, I don't have any plans to become Ryder's second mom or anything like that.
Oh, wow. I'm really disappointed to hear that from you, you know. It makes me think that once you have your own kid, you won't even give our Ryder a second thought. Adults shouldn't discriminate between kids like that, you know.
Well, if I do have my own child, I will be busy investing my energy into looking after them. So I do think it's unreasonable of you to expect me to give Ryder the exact same amount of attention. Obviously, I'll be happy to watch him for an hour or so here and there, but I'm not going to be thinking of him as my own child or anything like that.
Wow. I had no idea that you could be so cold-hearted. So are you basically asking my son to replace the bowl he broke for you? When he's only just 6 years old?
Of course I'm not going to ask for reimbursement for the bowl or anything like that. Even so, I don't think you're in a position to raise your voice like that. Hey, ladies, there's no need to be like this, okay? You shouldn't argue in such a nice house like this. It will ruin the house's good energy. And honey, we agreed to keep our tempers in check and work together until everything is sorted out for us.
Ugh, this is so annoying. How can an adult be so petty towards a child? Especially when said child is family.
Oh, you said that you're annoyed? I don't think that you're the person who should be annoyed in this situation.
I can't believe that you're being so stingy and petty over one stupid little bowl. Fine. How much was it? I'll tell my mom and ask her to give me the money so that I can pay you back for it.
Why would you drag your mom into this all of a sudden? But even if you were to pay me back for it, you should be forking out the money from your own pocket, surely.
Well, I don't have any money. I'm living from paycheck to paycheck right now, so I don't have the money to spare to pay for your bowl. If you're that desperate for the cost to be covered, you had better go to my mom yourself and ask her directly for the money.
Excuse me? Honey, I think you're getting a little too worked up here. Let's just go home for now. We can always come again another time.
I don't want to. Why should I have to leave? I haven't been able to look around the house properly.
We can look around properly next time, okay? The house isn't going anywhere. Next time we'll contact you in advance and come over with a proper housewarming gift. So please just forget about this whole bowl incident, hey sis?
I don't know if she's looking down on us because she has her own house or whatever, but she's ridiculously petty.
I would be more careful with what I said if I were you, Courtney.
Why? What have I done?
Honey, I said let's drop this now. Come on, Ryder, we're going. Put your backpack back on.
Are we not eating anything? I'm hungry.
I'll buy you a burger on the way home, okay, buddy? We'll get going now. See you later.
Let go of me! Honestly, if she had spoken to me like that in my prime, she wouldn't have gotten away unscathed. We would have had to settle this with our fists.
Yes, I know. Let's talk about it more on the way home, okay?
I honestly can't believe this. She's totally psycho. No wonder her whole family has given up on her. She's completely rude and disrespectful. The thing I was most angry about wasn't the fact that my bowl got broken. It was the state that the house was left in. When I was looking away so that I could order the food, my fiancé's sister and her husband touched and moved basically everything in the house. How could they just so casually touch everything as if it was their own when visiting somebody else's house? They didn't even stay for 30 minutes, and yet the house looked like a horde of Vikings had been partying in it all day long. In order to show my husband the gravity of the situation, I decided to leave everything as it was and not put it back in its place. I wanted him to see everything for himself when he got back from work so that he could get a good idea of what the situation was.
Hey, honey, I'm home.
Oh, hi, you're back.
Wait, what on earth has happened here? Why is the house a huge mess? Did we get robbed or something?
I feel like I would have been less upset if we had been robbed. Your sister was here earlier.
My sister?
Yep. She brought her husband and son as well and said that they had come to look around the house. You have no idea how shocked I was to see them there when they hadn't so much as sent a message to say that they were coming over.
They did. I did tell them to come over and see the house someday, but I expected them to come after the wedding and when they knew I was going to be at home. Were you really taken off guard? I'm so sorry.
Why didn't you tell me that you told them that they could come and do that? And more importantly, why did you give them our address without my permission?
Oh, well, I didn't think that it was that much of a big deal, since we're all family here. I mean, they were going to find out our address sooner or later anyway. I guess I just didn't think too much about it at all. Are you really upset with me?
I wasn't necessarily too mad about the fact that they showed up, but the fact that they left the house in a state of disarray was completely unacceptable.
I'm sorry, honey. I'll clean everything up.
By the way, honey.
Yes?
It's about your sister. Didn't you say that she was a real mean girl when she was a teenager?
Yeah, she was. But why are you bringing that up all of a sudden?
Well, it just seems like she hasn't grown out of those habits.
What do you mean?
I had no idea that I would be in my 30s experiencing a schoolyard-level attempt at intimidation.
Did she say anything extreme to you?
Well, she was running her mouth off, saying pretty much whatever she wants. I finally understood why you and your mom were so eager to hide her away from me.
I'm so sorry, honey. I don't know exactly what she said, but I think I have some kind of idea without even having heard it. I'll call her right now and get her to apologize to you immediately.
Oh no, there's no need for that. I'd just like to not really have much to do with her, even after we get married, if that's okay with you. If we're having dinner with your parents, I'd like for us to invite them over here instead of going to theirs, because I don't want to risk running into her.
Okay, I understand. I'll do my best to make it so that you don't have to go to my parents' house. You're not hurt, are you?
I think if she had stayed for longer, I would have possibly gotten hurt. She looked like she was on the verge of getting violent.
I'm sorry. I'm really ashamed that somebody in my family treated you like that. I know that my sister keeps making a mess of everything in our family, but I can't just cut her off since she's still my sister at the end of the day. But I'm just so sorry that this happened to you. I really don't want my sister to get between us and ruin our relationship. I promise I'll do better. So would you be able to understand that the situation is a little difficult for me?
I also have no intention of splitting up with you just because of your sister. But if she ever comes over and causes a scene like this one again, and you just let that happen, I'm going to lose all of my confidence in you. Do you understand?
I understand. I'll make it so nothing like that will ever happen. I'll be constantly on the lookout for any sketchy behavior from her, so don't you worry, okay?
Okay. I'm putting up with this because I trust you. So please don't let me down.
Thank you. And I won't.
After that incident, my fiancé's sister did not show up at our house again. Even when we went to his parents' house, he would tell them in advance that we were coming so that they could get his sister, her husband, and her son out of the house. I think that my fiancé's parents were walking on eggshells around me because they were worried that I would break off my engagement with their son because of their daughter. His mom in particular kept going out of her way to make sure that I was extra comfortable. Because my fiancé and his parents were all so nice to me, it made me even more determined to not call off the wedding because of what happened with my prospective sister-in-law. My fiancé and I ended up married as planned without any problems arising. We happily went off on our honeymoon, and I really thought that all our troubles were over. That was until we got back from the honeymoon, and I was soon to discover that what I knew was actually only the tip of the iceberg. Thanks for driving us back, honey. You must be really tired.
Oh, it's fine. It's nothing really. But would you mind opening the door for me? I'm carrying a few too many bags here.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. Yay! The food is here! Ah! Oh? You're not our food. I heard some noises coming from outside, so I thought that the delivery guy was here.
Ryder? What are you doing in our house?
Ryder, what's taking you so long? Why aren't you bringing the food in? Your parents are starving to death here. You're not secretly eating it by yourself in the corridor, are you? Uncle Kevin and Aunt Claire are here. What on earth is going on here? What is Courtney's family doing sitting around in our house like they own the place?
What are you doing here already? I told you not to get here before we did. I suppose I was the idiot for thinking that you would actually listen to me.
Oh, wait a second. Are you saying that you knew about this, Kevin?
Let's go and talk about this inside.
No, I'm not going inside until you explain to me exactly what's going on here. Oh, hi, Claire. Oh my gosh, are you guys, fighting right now? You must be tired after getting back from your honeymoon. If you're gonna fight, you should wait until tomorrow. What are you doing sitting around like you own the place in someone else's home? And why are you wearing my pajamas? Oh, it's just that I never wore lingerie pajamas like these before, so I thought that I would try them on and see what they look like. They're not too expensive, are they? I hope you don't mind.
Is how much they cost the problem here?
So they were expensive. I should have figured. They hadn't even been taken out of the packaging. I'm sorry. I'll go and change back into my own pajamas.
You still haven't told me what you're doing in my house.
Stop yelling already. Let's have a nice, calm conversation about this, okay? Can't you see that I'm going out of my way and making an effort with you here?
You are? I told you to talk nicely, Courtney. If you can't do that, then you can get out.
Fine. Stop being so petty. Anyway, I guess my brother hasn't told you what's going on here, has he? You see, Kevin, the problem here is that you're too spineless. Well, anyway, now that you're married, you're going to have to learn how to take control and show your wife what her place is.
Will you just shut up already?
Well, it looks like it's going to have to be up to me to set the record straight now, isn't it? Claire, my family and I are going to be living with you in this house for the next 2 years or so.
What did you just say?
Well, my mom was always insisting that we move out of her place, wasn't she? She said that your apartment had lots of space and there would be plenty of room for us. So she kept urging us to move out of her place and into yours.
Did your mom really say that?
Yes, she did. But of course, my husband is going to work harder to earn more money for us so that we can afford to move out after 2 years. So don't worry too much. Well, if we can't save enough money to rent a place for ourselves in a year, we might have to end up staying here for 3 or 4 instead. But it won't be as long as 10 years, at least. so we won't be too much of a bother for you.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'm so shocked I don't even know what to say or do. Honey, please, I'll explain everything. So let's just go inside, okay? Shut your mouth already. I'm leaving. Don't contact me again until you've sorted out the situation. You can't just leave like that. Well, think about it like this. If there was a thief in our house, would you be able to go in and sleep there comfortably?
A thief? What a joke.
Well, you've gone and decided to take my safe space away and squat in my house without my permission. So you're nothing but a bunch of squatting thieves, aren't you? Or should I call you parasites? Maybe that's actually more fitting.
Excuse me?
Why are you two yelling at each other again? If everyone's here, we should all go inside and talk about this. If you carry on hanging around in the corridor, the neighbors will start to complain. Come on inside, guys. Jeremy is right. Let's go in before we talk about anything else, honey. No, I don't want to. I'm telling you, the neighbors are going to call the police on you guys at this rate if you keep yelling like this. Let go of me already! Come on inside and put your slippers on, sis. You can get nice and comfy. I had no choice but to go into the house because my brother-in-law was dragging me and I wasn't strong enough to overpower him. After coming through the door, I saw that they had left the place in a state of total disarray. From the living room to the kitchen, from the bathroom to the bedrooms. There wasn't a single room in the house that they hadn't turned upside down. After seeing what they had done to the place, I was even more speechless. It looked like they had been there the whole time we had been away on our honeymoon. I even figured that they had probably been using our bed, because as soon as I opened the door, there was a musty smell coming from the room. I was so angry I could barely contain myself, so I tried to leave again. But then my sister-in-law went ahead and tried to make the situation even worse.
Where are you going, Claire? Did you not buy us a gift when you were on your honeymoon?
What did you just say?
Well, it's just that it's normal for people to buy gifts for their family members when they go on a trip, isn't it?
Is she completely out of her mind here? Oh, a gift? Of course I got you a gift. Why on earth wouldn't I? I completely forgot about it because I was caught up with the excitement of this lovely surprise.
Oh, wow! You really bought us a gift? I'm so excited to find out what it is. I heard that your family is pretty well-to-do, just like our family was back in the day. So I'm trusting that you've bought us something good and not just a tacky little souvenir.
But, honey, when did we buy them a gift? I don't remember that at all. Well, not all gifts need to be bought with money, you know. What do you mean by that? Well, when you were never too close in the first place, the best way to gauge what you should get someone as a gift is if you give back as much as you've been given. Oh, look! Here's a lovely pair of scissors. Sis? What are you doing? I'm giving you your gift.
But why are you looking for the gift inside our bags?
Why do you think? I'm going to make you feel just as shocked and angry as I did when I came back to find you in my house.
Oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? Have you lost your mind? Why are you cutting up our clothes like that? Are you a complete psychopath?
Oh, really? I'm the psychopath in this situation? I think you should both go and take a look in the mirror, because coming into somebody else's home uninvited and making a huge mess of it is even more psychopathic behavior.
Look, I've been trying my best to stay calm in this situation, but you just keep on pushing my buttons.
Honey, please, just calm down.
How on earth do you expect me to calm down in this situation? She's ruined everything. Even my Prada high heels.
If you're so upset at somebody coming along and breaking your shoes, then why would you come and trash somebody else's apartment like this? What I'm doing now isn't half as bad as what you've done. I have no intention of accepting you as my family, so get out of my house right this instant.
What did you just say?
Honey, please calm down. Honey, please just hold your anger in for a second. I'll send them away. But it's getting a little late now, and if we chase them out now, they won't have anywhere to sleep tonight. They have a kid and everything. How can you leave them to wander the streets at night? Well, that's none of my concern. You can get out with them. I can't stand the sight of your face anymore. Honey, please, I'm begging you. I'll definitely make them leave tomorrow, so please just let them stay this one night. After today, I'll make sure that you never have to see their faces ever again, okay?
But you made that promise to me before already, back when we weren't married yet. And you didn't just break that promise. You even thought it would be okay to give them permission to live in our house with us behind my back, when you knew that I didn't even want to be in the same room as them. I told you back then, didn't I? If I have to keep seeing your rude and immature sister and you don't do anything to stop it, then I'll lose all my confidence in you and not want to live with you anymore.
I know. I made a huge mistake. I won't do anything else like this ever again. I promise. Please just give me one more chance. They really will stay here just this one night, and tomorrow morning I'll make sure that they leave.
Why should I leave? You said that we could come and live with you, Kevin. You can't just go back on your word like that.
Just shut up if you know what's good for you. Do you want to be thrown out on the streets at night?
If these people are still in my house when I open my eyes tomorrow, I'm kicking all of you out. And that includes you, Kevin.
Of course. Thank you so much for giving me another chance.
In the end, I did end up kicking my husband out. It all went down at about 2 a.m. That night, I was so overwhelmed with anger that I kept tossing and turning in my sleep. While lying there, I started hearing voices in our room. I sometimes experience sleep paralysis, so at first I thought it was just that happening again after a long time. But to my shock, what I experienced was far more outrageous than sleep paralysis. As I slowly woke up, I recognized the voice. It was my sister-in-law, talking behind my back and calling me a shameless woman while rummaging through my wardrobe. I thought that it was my brother-in-law standing next to her, but to my surprise, it was actually my husband. Just as he had tried to console me before, he was now consoling my sister-in-law, helping her pack my clothes and bags into her suitcase. I was so stunned that at that moment, I made up my mind that I was going to divorce my husband. I woke up really early that morning and took all of my sister-in-law's stuff down to the second-hand store where I sold it all for cheap. Obviously, when my sister-in-law and her husband woke up a few hours later and realized what had happened, they started kicking up a fuss. Where has all my stuff gone? Did you get rid of all my stuff, Claire?
You are quite fast on the uptake, aren't you?
If you're so quick-witted, why do you pretend not to notice what a nuisance you're being, shamelessly freeloading at someone else's house? What did you just say? And you had better tell me what you've done with my stuff right now. I took it to the second-hand store while you were sleeping like babies and sold it. You did what? This is what you get for waltzing into someone else's home and acting like you own the place. You should at least know how to be apologetic and feel uncomfortable when you're causing such an inconvenience for others. You're crazy! Do you think that I'm just going to stand here and put up with this? No, not at all. I expect you to hurry up and get out of my house before I start to get really angry. Give me my stuff back right now. I'm not leaving until you do. Go and get them back yourself if you really want them that badly. I'll tell you how to get to the second-hand store if you like. Oh, and here you go. Here's your money. What's this? $20? This is what all your stuff was worth according to the people at the store. What? If you have any complaints, go and take them up with the people at the second-hand store. You might be able to get it back if you go fast enough. How could you be so cruel? Do you not know that I have a child? How could you, as his aunt, treat us like this? What is poor little Ryder going to think of his aunt now? Well, his parents are already lost causes, so I don't think my behavior is going to shock him very much, to be honest. And is this really the time to be criticizing my behavior as his aunt, when you two, as his parents, should be the ones focusing on growing up and cleaning your acts up?
Why are you guys yelling at each other first thing in the morning? I said that I would send them away this morning, didn't I? So why are you making a fuss right now?
You can get out as well.
Sorry, what?
This whole situation has gotten out of hand because of you and your inability to handle anything. You just let your mom and sister wreak havoc and walk all over you. I have no interest in building a life with a useless man who is unable to take responsibility over anything. So let's just get a divorce.
What? A divorce? What's gotten into you, Claire? Why would you get divorced just because of us? You need to know that you shouldn't live your life like this as well, you know, Jeremy. You really are a sorry excuse for a husband and a father. Do you really want to live as a parasite for the rest of your life? Do you not have any pride at all? Excuse me? What did you just say? Don't you think you're being a little harsh here? Well, it's true, isn't it? The reason that you don't have any money is that you're good for nothing. Am I wrong? Here, I'll give you this man who doesn't have the backbone to say no to anybody so that you can spend the rest of your life leeching off of him like the parasites you are. All of you can go back to Mommy's house and live happily ever after, all cramped up together without any personal space. Honey, what are you even talking about right now? Why would we get divorced? Because of those two? If that's the case, then I'll cut them out of my life completely. I promise you that I won't have anything to do with them ever again. We've only been married for a little over 2 weeks, and you've already broken enough promises to reach the point of no return. I'm sick and tired of hearing these empty promises you know full well that you can't even keep. So save your breath and let's just get divorced. All of you, get out before I call the police and say that a robber broke into my house. Honey, you can't do this. I never thought in a million years that I would be getting divorced after being married for just 2 weeks. I feel like things that normally happen to people over the course of years happened to me all at once in that week. It made me really upset to realize that the only reason my mother-in-law has been so nice to me was because she wanted to dump her daughter and her family on me at the first chance she got. I got a call from her the night that I sent the divorce papers to my husband, saying that she would take her daughter back in again and begging for me to give her son another chance. I knew at that point that their entire family tends to say one thing and then do another, so I didn't trust a single word that she said to me. I decided that it was time to completely cut ties with this family. After all, marriage is meant to be for life, and I'm glad that I didn't throw mine away on them. I wasted so much time and money on that useless man, and I realized that my life is precious and I shouldn't be wasting it anymore. I don't think I'm ever going to regret making this snap decision to get divorced, because I feel that if I hadn't, I would have spent the rest of my life giving second chances to someone who wouldn't deserve them. Hi there, Ryder. We'll take good care of him again today, Mrs. Baker.
Thanks as always!
Oh, by the way, have you still not been able to find the hairband that little Polly left behind when she came to play with Ryder last week?
Sorry, no, I haven't found it. I guess she must have lost it somewhere else. I looked high and low for it, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
But the hairband that you're wearing today does look an awful lot like the one that little Polly lost at your place.
Are you accusing me of stealing from a child now, Miss Honey? Don't be so ridiculous. This hairband is mine.
But it does look exactly like the one in the picture that Polly's mom sent. Take a look at this.
Well, I don't like what you're insinuating. I'm not going to let you get away with treating me like a common thief, you know. I'm going to meet with the principal today, and I'm going to tell her all about these unfounded accusations being hurled at me.
Oh, okay then. Well, I suppose I will see you later when you come to pick up Ryder.
I completely forgot that I sweat that little brat's hairband. Oh well, if I insist I had nothing to do with it, then there's nothing they can do really, is there? After all, who would believe that an adult would steal from a little kid? When I see pretty things, I just have to have them. That's just the way the world works.
Is she really that pleased with herself from stealing a hairband from a 5-year-old who came to play with her son? I have seen some parents behaving shockingly over the years, but this really takes the cake. The poor kids can't be blamed for their parents behaving like this. If this is how his mother acts, I really am worried about how poor little Ryder is going to grow up.